The phone vibrated on my desk at 9:14 p.m. Her name, a soft lie wrapped in a familiar glow. Stuck at work, rain check on the anniversary dinner, love you. I stared at the punctuation, the exclamation mark, the casual cruelty of it. Outside my office window, the city blinked and breathed. Somewhere across town, a waiter poured wine with a practiced wrist. Somewhere, a boy smiled at my wife like he had discovered something expensive. I typed back with my thumbs steady. No worry. The words felt surgical, clean, no tremor. A second vibration followed. A photo preview tried to load, then vanished. A glitch, maybe, or a mistake she caught too late. But the memory cached in my mind anyway. White linen, candlelight, a sliver of navy jacket that wasn't mine. 5 years married, 2 decades older than the man who had her attention. I closed the message thread and listened to the office settle. The hum of servers, the tick of a clock I'd installed because I liked hearing time move. I didn't feel anger yet. Anger is loud. This was quieter, heavier, like gravity reasserting itself. I stood, put on my coat, and somewhere between the elevator and the parking garage, I decided not to go home. Home had been a theater for a while. I just hadn't known the script. In the car, I replayed moments I'd archived without tags. Her new perfume, citrus, bright, young, the gym sessions that started late and ended later, the way she tilted her phone away from me, like a reflex learned quickly. I didn't call. I didn't text again. Silence is a mirror. It forces people to look at themselves. I drove past our place and kept going, the city thinning into darker, wider streets. The mansion waited on the hill, an inheritance I'd never moved into because she said it felt too much space for secrets to echo, I thought now. At a red light, the truth tapped my shoulder. 20. That age sticks out. It's not a number, it's a confession. You don't trip into 20. You choose it, you curate it, you borrow its hunger and pretend it's love. I parked under the porte-cochere and let the engine idle. The house didn't judge me. It had seen worse men than me pass through its doors, men who built empires and burned them quietly. Inside, I packed only what I needed: shirts, documents, the watch my father gave me when I learned the cost of patience. I didn't take photos. I didn't take her gifts. Memories are lighter when you leave them behind. At midnight, I poured a drink I didn't need and watched the city from a window she never liked. On my phone, a notification bloomed, a location tag sent accidentally, a restaurant name in French I couldn't pronounce. Anniversary dinner. Confirmed. I slept for 3 hours and woke clear. Morning brings courage to people who were sloppy at night. By 10, my phone lit up with missed calls. I let them ring. I showered, dressed, ate. Then I worked. Phone records first. Not hers. Mine. Patterns show up in absence. Gaps where messages once lived. Late-night data spikes synced to gym hours. A burner app she thought I wouldn't notice because she'd hidden it under a meditation icon. I didn't confront. I observed. I drove by the restaurant at lunch. The maitre d' remembered them. People remember youth paired with money. It confuses them. He mentioned the boy's laugh, the way my wife touched his wrist when she ordered dessert. I nodded, paid, left. Back at the mansion, I opened the safe. The prenup lay where I'd left it, inked when we were happy and honest and believed that love benefited from structure. Clause 7.3 glowed like a warning label. Infidelity. Asset reversion. Immediate. I called my attorney. 1 sentence. No emotion. By evening, the locks on our shared accounts were legal stone. The credit cards paused, the car lease reviewed. The condo, hers by use, mine by deed, scheduled for sale. I still hadn't spoken to her. At 8:02 p.m., she texted again. Where are you? I looked at the city from my hill and let the answer form itself. Working. The evidence arrived in a neat folder at dawn. Photos. Messages, a reservation history that read like a romance written by someone who thought secrecy was a skill you could download. The boy's name, his age circled twice as if to apologize for itself. I drove back to the Tondo and let myself in with a code she'd never changed. She was in the kitchen, wild-eyed, holding her phone like it might bite. The room smelled like panic and burnt coffee. I placed the folder on the counter. Didn't open it. Didn't need to. "Who is he?" I asked, gently. She broke, not into confession, into noise. Denials stacked on apologies, tears deployed like currency. She reached for me and stopped short, sensing something colder than anger. I slid the prenup across, opened to the clause, tapped once. She read. Her hands shook. The color drained. "I know," I said. That was all. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't list her sins. I told her I'd moved, that the accounts were frozen by process, not malice, that the restaurant's receipt had tipped the timing, that her lover had been blocked from my world before he knew it existed. She screamed then, at the walls, at the years, at the idea that youth had a bill attached. I watched with the calm of a man who has already left. "The house goes on the market tomorrow," I said. "You'll have counsel by noon. The car is no longer insured in your name." She asked if I hated her. I shook my head. Hate requires investment. I walked out while she was still trying to bargain with the air. Back at the mansion, the silence fit me. I stood at the window she would have hated and felt the final thread loosen. There was no triumph, just accuracy, the clean alignment of cause and consequence. People think revenge is loud. It isn't. It's paperwork, timing, distance. I turned off my phone and poured the drink I'd skipped the night before. Somewhere, a boy learned that borrowed lives come with owners. Somewhere, my wife learned that lies age faster than men. I watched the city and felt nothing reach back. That's when I knew I was free.